Hey YouTube, this is Mr. Penguino and we're playing more Asagao Academy. Doing something a little slightly different with the blue screen this time, just in the way that it's sitting behind me. So we'll see how that affects the render. As a whole, it should be fine. In the actual game that we're playing today, in terms of not tech stuff, we lied. It's a little bit of a gray area. We specifically omitted the truth when talking to Mai, and told her that we were omitting the truth because we're fools. Okay. The next morning was awful. I almost didn't get out of bed. It took Mai shaking me awake 5 minutes before we were able to leave. 5 minutes before we were about to leave for me to even wake up. Boom. There we go. As soon as I saw what time it was, my heart flew to my throat. I never got ready so fast. A spike of adrenaline immediately after waking left me feeling lightheaded and oddly not in my body. I tried to let the cool morning air wake me, but the world just looked strange in sunlight. It was like I was trapped in a computer program. Sunlight was painted on. It simply didn't belong. When I made it to Poppy, I was relieved. All I wanted to do was collapse in my seat and maybe catch a quick few minutes of sleep. I doubted I'd be able to after such a rough awakening.
Hana.
Before I could even get to the classroom door, a panicked voice stopped me. Why was that panic? Worried Satch stood in front of me. In fact, this is the most worried I'd ever seen him. He was wringing his hands and searching my face. Apparently, he did not like to be found. Jared told me.
What?
What? I was trying to remember. I was trying to think of what exactly Jared told him, because Jared might have told him. Jared clearly didn't mention anything about Dungeons and Dragons stuff because he doesn't want me to mention anything about Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and he told people that I'm gonna be pissed because I should have been able to told Mai. He raised his eyebrows meaningfully, and it took a second for my brain to catch up with what he's implying. Damn it, that jerk, he said he wasn't going to tell. I think I kept his secret last night. That's not important. I know what you're doing and I don't like it. I want you to stop. You can't tell me what to do. And why not? I told you I have this under control. You're just gonna get yourself in trouble. You're in enough trouble as it is. He stopped, his annoyance turned into concern. He reached out and brushed my face. How many nights have you been doing this? It isn't healthy. I pushed his hand away.
No.
I don't care. I had to do something. Satch deflated a little, then gathered himself up again.
Well,
That's besides the point. I told you, I'm gonna clear your name. You should be taking better care of yourself. Nobody even suspects you anymore. Not really. Not after what you did for Jared. It's about time. It only took them...
What?
Wait, you think I'm only doing this for me? I searched his face and he looked at me in confusion. Yes? A surge of anger bubbled in my stomach. You've got to be kidding me. It's not about being suspected. I've been suspected for 3 weeks. I can stand a few more. And why are you doing this? We were all out yelling, for us anyway, in the middle of the hall. Class start was starting in just a few minutes, and the swarms of students walking by stopped to watch us. You're so stupid. It's because of you. You're working so damn hard all the time. You take on all this extra work and you never tell anybody. You could just sit around and watch it happen. I couldn't just sit around and watch it happen. I've been so stressed, but you're still trying to help out me and Mai. It's totally stupid. Tears stung my eyes, but I attempted to stop crying. It didn't work. It wasn't like me to get so worked up, but... Oh right, no sleep. Satch stared at me, speechless. I shook my head. You only rely on yourself. You never tell anybody what's wrong. You just help other people. You really need someone to rely on too. I don't want you to work alone anymore. I just don't. I stopped, unable to say more, wiping my face. I am on exhaustion, but I didn't even care that people were watching. Step up for Hana. Yes, I didn't even care that people were watching. I just wanted Satch to understand. The students, clearly uncomfortable, started filtering into classrooms. Satch gestured a few times, clearly about to begin speaking, but each time he thought better of it. Finally, he swallowed. We can work together. We can? Satch nodded, unaware of the action. Sure. School bell rang. Class was starting. I beamed at Satch. He still stood in front of me as if in a stupor. Satch? No response. I stepped behind him and gave him a shove towards the staircase.
Hey.
Go, you're gonna be late for class.
oh,
Right.
alright, be good.
I'll see you later, Hana.
Oh, alright, be good.
You'd better. I stepped in the classroom as I went to close the door behind me, I heard Satch quietly whisper, "Thanks." Finally, Chapter 3 like the second half of chapter 3 and they're just starting to be like nice to each other. There's something wrong with that. And beep. If you don't mind taking your seat to Miss Mizuno, the class is waiting. Yes, ma'am. I dashed my seat, waiting for Shizuka to lay some kind of punishment on me. Instead, a small smile tugged at the corner of her lips. Now then, shall we discuss the benefits of motion controls to modern video games? Yes, all of them. Motion controls are good. I don't care what you say. I don't care what any of you say. Motion controls are good. Motion controls are good. The class groaned, and like that, it was over.
Yo, what's up? Yo,
Oh, it's perfect. I love it. So, what was that about? You know, just small victory. Sachi and Hana sitting in a tree. I forgave you once, Miss Mizuno. Don't think I'll do it again. Yes, ma'am. I sank a little deeper in my chair and pulled out my book. There's no way I would fall asleep this time. If I thought class was awkward after the boots incident, I was wrong. The class went on. The tension radiated from John and PBG filled the room and grew palpable. They turned red and nervous just from my presence. Periodically, they glanced back at me, exchanging whispers between them. I sat through class in a state of anxiety. My mind flitted from anger to shame to fear and back. Maybe I was being too cold to them, but every time I thought something like that, I remembered their treatment of me and my anger came rushing back. Finally, the bell rang and it was time for lunch. I was more relieved than anything as I stood up. Shane walked straight out of the room, but PPG and John hung back, looking at me. They seemed to be asking a question. I turned away. After a few seconds, they headed out of the classroom as well. Mai watched the whole exchange in silence, but as soon as most people were out of the room, she rounded on me.
this is so stupid.
This is ridiculous! What are you talking about? Sometimes people make mistakes, Hana. What are you getting from not forgiving them? Are you happy about what's going on here? Nobody should trust this bitch. She's two-faced. She's a backstabber. Some things aren't worth forgiving, Mai. I'm not gonna let people walk all over me, okay? That's not letting people walk all over you. Oh my god, Hana, you're being belligerent. They apologized and said they were wrong. What do you want them to do to make it up to you? Do you even want them to make it up to you? God, forget it. If you want to be that way, you can. I'm going to eat lunch with them. Maybe I'll see you there sometime. Damn. Now I'm super alone. I glanced back in my seat and laid my hand on head of my desk. Suddenly lunch didn't seem so appetizing. I spaced out for I didn't know how long. So many thoughts and feelings running through my mind that I couldn't even make sense of them. If I was doing the right thing, why did I feel so guilty? The classroom door opened. I peeked out of the nook of my elbow to see Shane and Ian. Shane hardly glanced at me before going straight to his seat, but Ian froze in the doorway. Finally, he marched right up to me, absolutely livid.
Hana.
Who do you think you are? I picked up my head off my desk, staring at him drowsily. Damn, everybody's telling me off today. Who do you think you are to be treating my friends this way? Shouldn't I be the one asking that? They were the ones who mistreated me. Maybe you should consider other people's perspectives before jumping to conclusions. Have you ever even thought that maybe you're reading into the situation? You're reading too far into the situation. Reading a situation is just a thing you do, but you can read too far or too not far into the situation. They should have considered my perspective, haven't they? I glared at him, unsure of what to say. He took a deep breath and sighed, shaking his head. You're just as bad as they were, then. He made his way to his seat. I glanced across the room at Shane and saw him watching me. When we made eye contact, he looked away. I set my head on my desk again. Was I reading too deep into the situation? I didn't think so. If I was thinking incorrectly, how would I know that? I was so angry. Even if I was seeing the situation wrong, I was still mad. How was everyone treating me like I was the bad person? I was the one they were mean to for so long. An apology wasn't enough to make up for all of this. Maybe this was all because of their popularity? Maybe people just automatically took their side on any issue. A sick feeling nestled into the back of my throat. I couldn't tell whether it was because I was agreed with the thought or felt disgusting for having it. I couldn't deal with this. Sounds and colors swirled dimly at me from the darkness. When I came to, I was in my regular classroom. But as I looked around, I saw no familiar faces. No, that was wrong. There were familiar faces. Faces I hadn't seen in years. Not since I quit going to the school in Aomorisu. I tried to stand and walk out of the room, but I was frozen at my desk. I looked around the room, frustrated, trapped. Suddenly I stood and looked close, and suddenly I stood and crossed the room, back to them.
Hey!
Hey guys, can I sit with you again? Of course you can. I eyed them warily as my body sat me down. Was this before? Were they being nice to me again? I got my lunch out and picked up my chopsticks, not feeling consuming me. Like I'd been there before, like I had done this before. So, Hana, are you feeling good after taking Nami's boyfriend? Oh no, not this day. What are you talking about? I didn't... Shut the fuck up, you slut. We saw the messages you sent. Whoa! That got heavy real quick. Messages? I was excited. The week prior, I discovered a boy I had a crush on was interested in me. We chatted online for a bit before he told me that... chatted online for a little bit while he told me that I was beautiful. He said he broke up with Nami, and since it seemed recent, I said we should take our time, but... we knew you couldn't be trusted. The system pinged suddenly in the room throughout the school. It was an odd rustling, a static noise, like a person using it didn't know what they were doing. Over the PA came a familiar, deep voice. This message goes out to Hana Mizuno and all those who know her. I got out of my chair and turned to leave, but hands grabbed my arms and jacket, struggled fighting them. Nobody should trust this bitch. She's two-faced and she's a backstabber. Listen to what she said to her best friend's boyfriend. I'm trying to make this like a formal like PA announcement, and it's bad. His voice filled with glee, rustling. Oh, he's supposed to be happy. Okay. He wore the PA system again. Body was struggling with the hands. I was almost free. Why didn't I fight harder? Why didn't I kick them? Why didn't I fight back? I slipped out of their grasp, feeling a familiar thrill of victory just before someone grabbed the back of my head and slammed it into the wall. Holy fuck, that's some bad violence. Stars filled my vision. Takashi's voice slid in and out of my hearing. Not that pretty. Of course you're not. Isn't that pathetic? I can come over tonight if you want. Gas blood over the classroom. I tried to open my mouth, wanting to deny it, but my movements were sluggish. A taste of iron filled my mouth. I was bleeding from somewhere. She sent me pictures, but I have the decency to keep them to myself. Though, fellas, if you want a taste, I certainly wouldn't be hard to get one. No. That's really fucked up. Like, holy shit, that's bad. I'm worthless. Who would want to be my friend? Why would anyone give a shit about me? I'm just a burden. I'm not worth your time. Please don't smile at me. Please don't pretend to care. I don't want to hear it anymore. Really, really dark. My phone was ringing. On it, familiar name. Melissa. Rage rose in my throat. I picked up the phone and pressed it to my ear. Hana? Hana, thank God. Did you finally answer? I've been wanting to tell you I'm sorry. I can't tell you why I did that. I was being crazy. There are days I hate myself. Can't forgive myself. Most of all, I worry about how you feel. We grew up together. We were friends since you moved here. Now you won't even come to school. It's because of me, isn't it? No! I hope I never see your face again. Stay out of my life. Need a busy signal. I can't. That's like a buzz. I don't know. I should have felt satisfied after that. I didn't know anybody any forgiveness. She was an asshole. She was horrible. She was psychopathic. Yeah. Then why did I have a burning feeling in my stomach? Why did I feel like I did something wrong? It's been a year since you left the house, honey. Don't you think it's about time we sent you to a new school? Don't you think it's time you made a fresh start? If you keep doing this, you're not punishing... It's not them you're punishing, it's yourself. Good dad. Was I? I pried my eyes open. I was laying flat on top of my desk. At some point, I fell asleep. I get the feeling there's not enough room for her to lie flat on top of her desk. That doesn't seem like the right size, but okay. My face felt cold. I pressed my hands to it and found tears streaming down, formed a small puddle on my desk. I rubbed it with my sleeve, not bothering to get up out of my chair. What was it? Was I punishing myself? Was I trying to punish them through the Normal Boots Club? Was I right to protect myself, or was I making the same mistakes I did after that year? Meh. I stared into the ether ahead of me. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I wasn't where I was. For what seemed like ages, people filtered back into the classroom. Nothing else registered to me until Mai dropped a red bean-filled bread roll on my desk. She didn't say anything to me. I ate it gratefully. Class started again, and even by this time, I had no idea what was right and what wasn't. I felt guilty. Guilty because I was hurting people. I was hurting people so I wouldn't get hurt myself. I was doing what Melissa did to me, in miniature. Preemptively striking out against the people I couldn't trust. Hana, what's wrong? You're crying. I shook my head slowly, not even bothering to wipe my face. You're right, Mai. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. By the time class ended, I was ready. The right thing to do was to apologize, regardless of whether they forgave me. As I stood, my legs trembled beneath me like Jenga tower on one leg. Okay. John? I called out to him softly. He jolted in surprise.
What's up?
Yeah, is there something you want? I approached them slowly, each step bringing me closer to the firing line. Finally, I stood in front of them, eyes on the floor. I bowed deeply. I'm really, really sorry. It really wasn't your fault that I was so mean to you. It's fine. Whoa! Shane, out of nowhere, with the apology, the acceptance, and feelings? Why? What? Okay. I need some water. Oh, that was completely unexpected. Huh. Okay. I looked up at them, my mouth open in absolute shock. Shane? It's in the past now. Let's leave it there. I nodded dumbly. I want to be a better friend to you guys in the future. I promise I'll do better. We do too, Hana.
Yeah.
Let's all agree to give it our best shot. Yeah, thank you. Now that that's settled, I have a date with some Chinese food. See you later. I could go for some Chinese food. They smiled at me and headed out of the classroom, and that, it seemed, was that. I was still standing in the shock in the middle of the room when I saw a yellow blur out of the corner of my eye. I dashed out of the classroom, following her around the corner. Ian! I stopped, gasping for breath. How the hell did he walk so fast? He gazed down his nose at me, not speaking. Luke, sensing the mood, backed slightly away.
Seriously?
Thank you for your help. Ian shrugged. What help? He walked away, leaving Luke to join him. I watched him trail down the corridor, a sudden burning seizing me. I'm definitely gonna beat you in this tournament, so you'd better be ready! Ian stopped. Luke turned around to look at me. A second or two passed, then Ian continued walking. Luke glanced between us, dumbfounded.
Oh yeah.
Dude, this is like a legendary rivalry. Red versus blue, Ash versus Gary. Ian, you're so cool about it, walking off all stoic like, shut the hell up, Luke. That was actually pretty tight. I sprinted to the library. Satch was sure to be working. He had to know what I discovered about the boots. He probably had an answer. I pressed the button. As I flung to open the door to the library, several heads shot up in my direction. The librarian was nowhere to be seen. I ran to the front desk and slammed my hands on it.
Hey!
Satch! Satch's head peeped up from the staff room. Seeing me, he grinned and came out. Hana, to what do I owe the pleasure? To what do I owe the pleasure? I think I figured out something about the boots. He frowned, glanced around, and then waved me back to behind the counter into the staff room. I'm in the staff room! Oh, I feel like I'm somewhere where I don't belong. Oh, this is weird. He closed the door and glanced through the glass. Then he mentioned for me to speak. Motioned. It was motion. I began to tell him exactly what happened last night. When I mentioned running into Jared, he held up his hand.
What?
What exactly did you see? I shifted nervously. It
Well,
happened really fast, so I didn't see much. I was really freaked out, and so was he. I just bolted immediately. I don't know why he was in there. Hana, keeping the secrets like she said she would. Good. I wasn't gonna out Jared, not even one of his friends. But something told me Satch knew I was lying. Finally, he sighed. Continue. I finished my story, describing the dent we saw on the ground and my belief that someone moved the boots out of the hall. So whoever took them might be planning on selling them, or on keeping them out of your hands for some reason. Interesting. The boots are worth a lot of money, so it would almost make sense for somebody to sell them. Except that almost every student here is loaded, the main exception being you. I winced. Regardless, this is great information to know. I'd really rather you didn't risk yourself going out at night. School's important. You worked so hard to get here. I don't want to know what they're doing. I don't want to know what they do if they found you, and there are other dangers as well. You're lucky you only ran into Jared. Lucky? I was scared for my life. Exactly. There was a brief pause, followed with an awkward silence. Now that the excitement of my story was over, I wondered whether he was thinking the same thing as me. I was a real jerk to the guys. I already apologized to them, but I'm sorry, Satch. I think I was taking out some stuff in the past on you and the rest of the Normal Boots Club. It was wrong of me, and I hope you don't think any less of me. Satch glanced away for a second, then smiled. Everybody makes mistakes, don't worry about it. I nodded, trying to ignore the sinking feeling in my stomach. It wasn't fine. He really took what I did to heart. I guess that should be expected. I was an asshole. I had to live with the consequences of my actions. This was something I did, after all. I couldn't erase it no matter how hard I tried. Knowing that did nothing to get rid of the sick feeling in my stomach. I don't want to keep you long either. I know you have work and I can't get into trouble either. You can't get into trouble either. I chuckled. Satch, however, was staring out the glass window. Hana, duck. Where? Ha! He put his hand on my shoulder and gently pressed me downwards. I squatted on the floor as his eyes slid across the glass. What's going on? Shh. 1 second. My knees hurt. Come here quickly and look. Wah! I stood over the corner of Satch. From where we were standing, I could just see to the far side of the library. Wah! There, holding a giant stack of books, was Mai. And on her shoulder was a giant duck. Wah! So, what's wrong with that? Watch her. She glanced around herself and slinked up against the bookcase, vanishing from view. A few seconds later, she appeared farther down the library. Again, she looked around her, then made a mad dash for the door. Then she was gone. Fucking Mai! You said no! Ugh, everything is horrible. What was that about? I tried to laugh it off, but it came out more like a wheeze. Terribly unconvincing. Satch took off his glasses and polished them against his white cotton shirt. I did not like where this is going. It would not be pretty. This isn't the first time I've seen her do this. Well, so? You don't know what she was doing. Maybe those were her books. Maybe she was getting them for a teacher. He stared me in the eyes. Do you really think that's the case? Shit. Okay, I mean, I did doubt her before, which I feel bad about. Like, I didn't tell her about the Jared thing, so I feel like I should come through for mine now. She's my best friend. She told me no. I said that I trust her before. I think I should. God damn it. Yeah. I've spent the past, like, just a minute just trying to talk myself into doubting her. Trying to talk myself into saying, yeah, you're right. But the thing is, even if I didn't think it was her, I think I should say trust Mai, because I think the, like, most railroaded outcome from trusting her is that I say that I'll talk to her myself, which would be better than if I talk to her with Satch. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Trust Mai. Mai is my friend. I don't think she would do this. At least, I want to talk to her before I go assuming she's some kind of thief. Boom! Oh, yes! I feel like I'm getting into, like, the mindset of the dating sim universe, and I'm, like, actually doing it right. Fuck yeah. Okay, good. Good. Go me. Oh, it was perfect. That was just so perfect. She deserves better than that. I'm sorry, it was rude of me to imply. We don't have any proof. No decisions can be made until then. He sighed heavily, rolling his shoulders. Thank you for letting me know about this. You're pretty reliable, you know? No, I'm not. I'm really not. I glanced away and heard a door open. Satch was waiting for me to leave. Right, I'll just go.
See you later.
See you later. Come by again soon, Hana. He winked. I blushed and skittered out of the library, relief flooding over me. But as I reached the hall, I stopped. Would Mai really put Satch in danger like that after all he did for us? I really don't know what to think. I was walking back to the dorm a few days later, enjoying the late spring sunlight on my face, when I heard someone call out my name. Hana, there you are. Satch! He reached me, bent over, panting slightly. Were you running to catch me? You walk surprisingly fast. I waited for a bit for him to catch his breath. He glanced around us surreptitiously. Mai isn't with you? That's strange. She's at volleyball practice. She's part of the team, you know? Well, that's convenient. She's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Didn't we just have this conversation? I don't... Oh, this is days later. Okay. Remember how we saw her sneaking out of the library the other day? Yes. Another chunk of books were missing from the library. In other words, she didn't check out those books. Okay. He looked at me expectantly. I don't think I like what you're implying. Can you blame me? What else am I supposed to think? I don't know. Better of your friend, maybe? You know Mai, she wouldn't do something like this. Do I? People can surprise you, Hana. You shouldn't trust people so easily. He said it so bitterly that I was caught off guard. Without anything to say, we stood in tense silence. Then he sighed. It makes sense. That's all I'm saying. It wouldn't hurt her just to ask, would it? Well, yes, it would. It would be betraying her trust on an issue she was already really sensitive about. But Satch didn't know she had kleptomania. He probably thought it would be as simple as a stick of cotton candy. That's specific. I'll see what I can do.
Right on.
Thanks, Hana. But I've got to go to work now, so I'll see you later. Yeah, bye. I watched as he hustled off in the direction of the library, feeling nauseous. I really didn't want to think Mai was the one who was stealing books. Who was stealing everything, not after she so sincerely told me she hadn't taken the boots. Did I have to confront her? Well, I did share a room with her. I wouldn't be hard to do a little snooping now, would it? This is awful. Alright, let's save to see how far we are. We're in searching, scene picker, Satch, chapter 3, Mai's missing books, creeping. Right? No, we were on, searching. Are we on the last? If we're on the last scene for this, then we're gonna end it. Searching, yeah. So this should be the last scene for this chapter. So we're gonna finish it, and then we're gonna finish chapter 3. It's gonna be a little bit of a long episode. Bear with me. I think it'll be worth it. So it's gonna be really, really bad. Probably. Rising action right up until the end of chapter 4 where we'd hit the denouement. That's how stories work. I crept to her desk. Ignoring the guilt in my stomach, I used my cell phone as a flashlight. I didn't see anything incriminating. No library books, just her regular school books. I pulled open her drawers, not daring to do more than to stare at whatever was on top of the pile. Mine was incredibly messy. Tons of random stuff thrown left and right. There was no room for books in any of her drawers as far as I could tell. She got off scot-free. That didn't make any sense. I saw Mai taking books out of the library, so shouldn't they be at least somewhere? Where else might she have put them? I sighed and put on some slippers. Time for another secret outing. I made it to the classroom without incident, heading over to Mai's desk and sliding my hands through it. Money? 5,000 yen? Holy shit, isn't that like $500? I have no idea what the exchange is. I think it's 100 to, would that be 50? 500? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. What is 5,000 yen in US dollars? I'll just put this back where I found it. Who leaves 5,000 yen just sitting in their desk? These rich kids, I swear. Regardless, there were no books. There was only one last place to look. Mai's locker was directly next to mine, so I stood on my tiptoes and peeked through the slats. There was her full-length poster of Jared, a hairbrush, volleyball team jacket dangling from her coat hook, and there, at the bottom of her locker, was a pile of books. My heart sped up. I tried angling my phone's flashlight to get a better look and see if I could read the titles. No matter how I tried, the light wouldn't reach. I put my cell phone back in my pocket and sped out of Poppy Hall. I emerged into the night, the wind chilling my skin, despite the fact that I felt hot, alert, awake. I didn't want to go back to the dorm, not after what I found, so instead I turned and headed for the field. It was a long walk, especially in the dark. Halfway there, I found myself regretting such a stupid decision, especially with all the trees and shrubs shrouding the trail and making me feel like someone was watching me. But I let my adrenaline lead me, and in no time I was at the field. The field at night was a peaceful, almost spiritual place. As I walked to the great oak tree, I felt like there were others there with me, watching over me. Maybe fairies, or elves, or orcs, or half-elves, or Satch. Satch.
Huh.
Satch! I knew it. I glanced around me nervously, unsure of where to go or what to do. I couldn't sleep? Apparently not. You've been having a hard time sleeping for a while, haven't you? And you usually break curfew to go sneaking around the grounds when you can't sleep? I mean, I would. I didn't know what to do. Satch seemed to be angry, but I didn't like being out there alone in an empty field at night with an angry Satch. Anger had always scared me, even more so after my time at my old school. I hated being angry. I hated seeing other people angry. I got you, Hana. I know how you feel. I hate feeling angry. I hate seeing other people angry. It's just the worst. It's awful. I didn't know what to do. Hana. Excuse me. God, this is not appropriate. Satch sighed. You know, we're partners now, so you don't have to do this all by yourself. Can you at least tell me when you're going to do something like this? I don't want you to put yourself in danger. I'll go with you, so don't go alone. I'll protect you. Were you worried about me? I grinned at him and he rubbed his temples. I swear you're gonna be the death of me.
Seriously?
You were! Look! Without thinking, I hugged him. Satch's arms fell limply to his sides. Thank you, Satch. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to read at the right pace to get like the upbeat piano part of this song to go with the hug. Top tier. Thank you, Satch. After a few seconds, his arm wrapped around me too. Oh! I just didn't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to suffer because of me. I buried my head into his chest, chuckling. Silly, this is exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly what I was thinking about you. After all this with the books, the boots, and now the books. Satch laughed. I felt his chest shake with each exhale. Of course we would. We stood like that for a while. After some time, Satch nudged me slightly. Lana, look. I stepped away from him and gasped. Fireflies! Fireflies lit there around us, floating through the tree limbs, dotting the night skies as if there were stars. They're beautiful. Satch nodded, pulling me closer to him. I thought they were gonna kiss. Satch walked behind me to the Primrose house, guarding me like a knight. I thought about telling him about the books, but I decided not to. I had no proof. There was no reason to make me more suspicious of Mai. They were just books. They could be anything. Good night, Satch. Good night, Hana.
Class.
I'm handing back the results of last week's test. Most of you did very well. A few of you rather unexpectedly slid severely down the ladder. I hope you're all taking your studies seriously, because if you aren't, we aren't going to get the end of the year trip to Osaka. How many of those words could I have screwed up? How am I supposed to find a boyfriend if that happens? She handed the papers back to the class, huffing disdainfully as she passed PPG. Hana, I really hope this is a one-time incident. She handed me back my exam, 64%. I stared at the circled red number. My mind went blank with shock. How is that possible? I whistled behind me. Damn, Hana, not doing too good there, are you? I've never gotten lower than a B in my life. You're shaking. Whoa, calm down there, girl. It was one exam. Ain't nothing you need to worry about. We'll get some ice cream later, and everything will be fine. I'm dumb. You haven't been paying attention in class. How did you expect to pass the test when you don't even know what's on it? You're not like Kakusu. You can't ambiently soak in knowledge while you're sleeping. That's not fair. She gets dictionaries literally uploaded to her database while she's powered off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's actually a robot? Please tell me that this is real. What? No, I just like to read them before falling asleep, like any other normal human or Karma-based life form. She's definitely a robot or an alien. I don't know, it could go either way. Anyways, let's get lunch. I'll treat you to ice cream and things will totally look better after this. Come on. Does mine never go to her locker? Because that's an easy way to handle this, is just wait till she goes to her locker, then follow her to her locker. Myra arrived at the lunch table, me nursing a double scoop of vanilla ice cream. How am I not still already... Would you like to... No, don't quit. Extra, scene picker, Satch, chapter 3, Mi's missing books, tutoring? I don't know where I am anymore. So I need to end this episode here, because it's been going on long. Would you like to study? It doesn't even, I don't know where we are, but I assume there's gonna be like a few more scenes. I thought each of these was a scene that I could pick. I was wrong. Anyway, so I need to wrap this up really quickly. I assume we're gonna, based on the title here, we're gonna invite Mai to study with us, and then we're gonna try and figure out what those books are for, because hopefully they're for studying. I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll check you guys in the next video.